Science fair is coming. I know my students struggle with developing their initial question to make sure that it's a testable question, and they limit their variables when they run their test. So what I did was I prompted a chatbot in SchoolAI to help students develop testable questions based on their interests, to help them rewrite questions they may already have as testable questions, and to suggest this or that scenarios so that they can develop the steps to their science fair project. I also told it to suggest materials lists for them and procedural steps. I expected it to be helpful. What I didn't expect was how helpful it was going to be. The students really liked it. I walked around and I asked them if they thought it was helpful, and they did. I did demonstrate it for them at first, and I pretended to be a student, so I was being silly, and I started with the question, I like cereal. And the chatbot's response to that was great. I can think of several experiments we can do using cereal. Did you have one in mind, or can I suggest one for you? The really cool part about the chatbot also is that if my students aren't strong readers, there is an embedded speak button that they can push, and the chat bot will read the chat to them, read the response to them. I wasn't prepared for how engaged they would be with the idea of talking to a quote unquote robot, and I really wasn't prepared for the amount of time it was going to save me. So it's been magnificent. There is a stream conversation pane within the window that you can monitor while your kids are working in the bot, and it flags students by bolding their name if they're not engaged or if they seem to be struggling with the concepts that it's trying to relay to them. So that's the real-time support. There's a groups button within the chat, and when you hit the groups button, it has a continuum of groups starting at the top with the kids that seem to be grasping the concepts that you set, the criterion that you set out for them when you made the bot, the kids that are grasping that, and then it goes down the line to the kids that are really struggling. And the really cool part about grouping is not only does it tell you where those kids are at in their understanding of the topic that you set forth, but it also gave suggestions in how to go back and interact with those students. One of the struggles with working in groups of students is you're trying to work with a group that needs your support, and you need those other students to be able to either work independently or kind of self-support or peer support, so that you're not distracted from your work with the group that you're working with. And I feel like a tool like this could be invaluable in that way. People don't have a lot to lose around at least trying this once with their students to see the kind of feedback that it gives you and what kind of time it can free up.